Welcome to Christian Family Theater's Zoom Down the Red Carpet with your host, Caelan Austin.
Hello everyone, welcome to the 4th annual Christi Awards for the 2019-2020 Christian Family Theater season. My name's Caelan. I was up for a Christi Award back in 2017 for Best Actor in Elf as Buddy and Matilda as Mr. Wormwood. I took home that award that year, which was very exciting. So I'm on the red carpet tonight, ready to interview some of this year's nominees, and it looks like Hannah Riddle is coming down the carpet right now.
Hi!
Hello, how are you?
I'm doing good, how are you?
Good, thank you for asking. Well, I have a few questions for you on the red carpet tonight. My first question is, I know this year you're nominated for Lucy in 13. You also won an award as Trunchbull in Matilda. So I'm wondering, what similarities did you find between Lucy and Trunchbull?
Okay, so I'd say that the biggest similarity between Trunchbull and Lucy is that they're both the villain that the audience loves to hate. And even though they're super different characters, I got to make the audience laugh in both of those roles, which is one of my favorite parts of being on stage. Also, I had pretty great costumes for both roles.
Yes. Well, one more question before I let you go. What was your biggest takeaway from 13? I know it was a lot to accomplish during the summer, so what was your biggest takeaway from that show?
Yeah, I'd say one of the biggest takeaways was the family that I gained and the experience that I had. We had the greatest time doing that show, and there were so many laughs and fun times, and we had so much fun as a cast together putting on that show and making the audience laugh, and we just had a really good time.
Well, I'm glad to hear that. Best of luck to you tonight.
Thank you!
Max is coming down the red carpet right now.
Hello.
Hello, how are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Good, thank you for asking. I have a few questions for you tonight. My first question is, well, I was up for the same nomination back in 2017 for Buddy and Mr. Wormwood. So I want to know what challenged you most during Aladdin. I know I really struggled with some of those costume changes, so I want to know what challenged you the most.
Probably the song Proud of Your Boy. It was a very hard song to sing, honestly.
Well, I bet that song can be a challenge, I know. Another question I have for you is, I know you have quite a while left with CFT and their youth theater department. You've been with them for a while. So what is a junior show that you are hoping that they will do before you graduate?
Definitely Finding Nemo Jr. That looks like a really good one.
That sounds fun. What role would you want to be in that show?
Any role, honestly.
I mean, same, so. Well, it was nice talking to you, and best of luck tonight. Now it looks like Addie Rose is making her way down here.
Hi.
How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Good. Thank you for asking. Congrats on your nomination.
Thank you.
Some questions I prepared for you tonight. What is your favorite role that you've had in a CFT show?
Well, my favorite role is probably was playing Jemima Potts in Chitty Chitty Bang Bang. I loved the cast, and I learned a lot in that show. But a close second would probably be Amanda Thripp in Matilda.
Great. I'm glad to hear it. One more question I have for you while you're here tonight. Is there any dream roles you have for the future?
Probably when I get older, I would like to be Galinda in Wicked.
Yes, that is such a fun show. Well, it was good talking to you tonight, and best of luck on your nominations.
Thank you.
Now it looks like Benjamin is coming down the red carpet. Hi, Benjamin.
Hi.
I also saw that you got really good scores in your AP test, so congratulations on that.
Yeah, thank you.
So I know you've been in CFT for a while, and you've played a variety of different roles, but who has stretched you the most as an actor?
Probably Jesus and Godspell, honestly, because he has to display a wide variety of emotions throughout the musical, and even with his most common personality, I had to kind of find a balance between being a strong spiritual leader and also just like being a human being. So all these personality traits were quite difficult, but very fun to figure out how to portray most convincingly.
Yes, I bet. Um, Very different from the other roles you've played as well. So I know you're nominated for your role as Archie this year in 13. What, if any, valuable life lessons did Archie teach you as a person?
Well, it's been interesting because I've grown up with an older brother who is disabled, so I've seen a lot of the challenges. With Archie in particular, it was an interesting insight to see what it might be like to live with a mobility or physical disability on some small scale, of course. So I guess the life lesson I learned is like just an increased awareness of what living with a disability might be like, again, on a very small basis.
Yes, well, I'm glad to hear that. Thank you for your insight. I'm wishing you the best of luck. But now it looks like Jacob's coming down the red carpet.
Hi.
Hello, how are you?
Oh, I'm fantastic. How are you?
Good, thank you for asking. Well, I know Brett was your first role with CFT in your first show. How was playing a lead role with a new company? I know it can be challenging because you're working with new artists and it's a lot to take in at once.
Right. And I owe Dale and Karen like a lot of gratitude for like inducting me into CFT as well as anyone I've worked with. Um, and just for believing in me because like I've always felt like I have a song to sing and just being able to play Brett gave me that song to sing. So I'm really appreciative of Dale and Karen as well as the cast of 13 for being such a great show as my first show.
Yes, well, I'm glad to hear that. One more question I have for you is you played Jafar and you also played Brett this season. So, what similarities did you find between the characters?
You know, they're both stupidly funny. Brett was more of a real stupid funny, and then Jafar was more of um, a hindered stupid funny. So it was good to compare and contrast the two characters, but I had a lot of fun doing both, being able to tell a real story and then just being able to go out there and tell a kid's story, but it was still great experiences.
Great, well, I'm glad to hear from you. But now it looks like Gabrielle is coming down the red carpet right now.
Hello.
Hello, how are you?
Well, how are you?
Good, congrats on your nominations. So I saw 13 this year, and your performance of what it means to be a friend was breathtaking and very emotionally driven, had me crying. What helped you find that emotion Patrice is feeling in that moment? Is there any real life experiences you related that song to?
Yes, actually, I connected with this song before 13 even started, actually. My freshman year, I actually went to a brand new co-op, and I only really knew one person there. And when I got there, that person kind of blew me off because they already had friends. So that really kind of broke my heart. So I really connected with Patrice and her struggles to connect with Evan, in
Yeah.
13. So it wasn't too hard to pull that out.
Yes, well, it's always better to pull real life experiences into songs so the emotion's more raw. One more question I have for you. I know you had little time playing Gabriella in High School Musical, but in the short time that you had playing her, what was your favorite thing about her?
Well, I mean, I grew up watching High School Musical, and I completely idolized Gabriella. I mean, first of all, there weren't that many people who had names similar to mine on TV, so it was incredible to have, like, someone who looked like me and had my name, and so it was so awesome to finally be able to, like, be her on stage, and can't wait till we actually get to show people that.
Yes, and I'm very excited to see that when it happens. Thank you for your time, but now it looks like Mia's coming down the red carpet. So, hi. How are you?
Good, how are you?
Good, thank you for asking. While you're here, I have a few questions for you to interview you with. I know you and your mom are beloved members of the CFT community. Are there any mother-daughter dream roles that you and your mom would love to play on stage?
Mary Poppins and Jane Banks in Mary Poppins, or basically any mother-daughter type relationships in any shows.
Yes, I know that would be fun, and hopefully CFT can give you the stage for that one day. Another question I have for you. You played Matilda a few years back. You've also played Iago in Aladdin, so I'm wondering, Do you enjoy playing those comedic roles like Iago more, or do you more enjoy playing those more dramatic roles like Matilda?
Well, I like them both equally because I kind of connect with whatever character I'm playing. And I find similarities in myself with that character. With Matilda, she's strong and serious, and I liked finding those qualities in myself when I was playing her. And Iago, he's funny and sarcastic, and I already knew that I was those, but it was fun exploring them further.
Well, I'm glad to hear from you tonight. Congrats on your nominations and hoping the best.
Thank you.
Now it looks like we have Robert coming down the red carpet.
Hello.
Hello. Congrats on your nomination for lead actor. A few
Thank
questions for you. I know Evan was your first role with Christian Family Theater. How was that experience playing a lead role in your company? Like I was talking to Jacob about, I know it can be hard working with all new people and a lead role. It's like a lot to take on at once.
Right. It was definitely difficult at first, and not just because of the lead role, but just, all the new people you meet, the directors, and all the cast members, new stage, etc., But I think, while that does present a lot of new challenges, just getting to know everyone and such, usually that you form an even deeper connection with them, and I think the show becomes even greater because of it.
Yes, well, I completely felt that back in 2016 when I played Buddy. It was a lot to take in at once, but it was completely worth it. Another question I have for you relating to Evan, do you and Evan share any similar experiences?
Well, while our life experience wasn't exactly the same because, he's Jewish and I never really experienced a big move like him, I do think something that really resonates with him, or resonates with me, that he went through was just trying to find his place in the world. Like in 13, at first he put all his value in just trying to be popular, but he realized that Patrice and Archie were his real friends. And I'm still trying to find my place in the world as it is now, just like Evan did.
Yes, 100%. Well, thank you for your time tonight, and I'm hoping for the best for you on your nomination.
Thank you.
Now it looks like we have Brock coming down the red carpet next. Hello, can you hear me?
Yes, I can.
Okay, great. Well, I know you were in Aladdin, and I assume you've seen a bunch of other Disney movies. So my question for you is, if you could translate one Disney movie on stage, which one would it be?
I would make Robin Hood and Princess Bride.
Yes.
Musicals. Or those two aren't exactly musicals, but I'd love to see them on stage.
Great, yes, I agree. Those are very fun movies, classics. Another question I have for you is, in Aladdin, what was your favorite costume from the show?
Definitely Iago. I just loved his little tuxedo.
Yes, well, that was very fun. Congrats on your nomination tonight. I'm hoping for the best.
Thank you.
And it looks like Charlie's now coming down the red carpet.
Hi, Caelan. How you doing?
Hello. Good. How are you?
Fantastic. Thanks for asking.
I have a few questions for you tonight. I know you've been a part of the CFT family for a while. You've seen a bunch of shows. You've been behind the scenes. So how was your experience being on stage for the first time with the company?
Well, bud, I'd have to say I'm more of a lurk in the shadows and be neither seen nor heard kind of guy. Much rather help out, and just be that guy who, everybody goes, oh, yeah, I know him. And then, whatever, there he goes. But I have to say that being on stage with all these fabulous people was really a wonderful experience. I enjoyed every minute of it. It was just awesome.
Well, I'm glad to hear that. Another question I have for you tonight is, I know you've seen a bunch of different CFT shows because your children have been in them, you've worked behind the scenes. So what's your favorite show you've seen at CFT?
Well, is it okay if I have two?
Yes.
Yeah, good. I have to say that off the top of my head, really my most favorite was the Addams Family. I don't know, there's something about it. It was just quirky and funny, and the music was awesome. But I also really enjoyed Aladdin, although with that one, I didn't really get to see it because I spent most of the time actually under the stage. However, it was fun for me because technically we did a lot of cool new stuff, and so it was just neat and fun.
Yes, well, I agree. Both those shows are very fun. I had a fun time in the Addams Family, and I love seeing Aladdin. But now it looks like Praise is coming down the red carpet, so thank you for your time.
Hi.
Well, congrats on your nomination tonight. I have a few questions for you while you're here. I know you played Jasmine recently, so is there any other Disney Princess dream roles that you do have?
Yes, I would love to be Belle in Beauty and the Beast. I just love the song she sings.
Yes, well, that is such a fun show. I've been in Beauty and the Beast. Hopefully CFT can do it one day, and that'd be a great role for you. My other question for you, I know playing a role such as iconic as Jasmine can be hard, so how was your experience? Did you feel a lot of pressure playing such an iconic role?
Well, my experience was amazing. I had such a fabulous time. I did feel a little bit of pressure because it was so well known. So I tried to base my acting off the movies, but I still managed to play around with it. But it was an amazing experience.
Yes, well, you were so good in that role, and congrats on your nomination tonight. I'm hoping for the best for you. Now, it looks like Anna's coming down the red carpet right now.
Hello, how are
Hello. Good, how are you? A few questions for you tonight. I know you were also in Aladdin with Praise, and you were nominated. So what was your favorite line as the genie?
Well, Genie had a lot of great jokes, and one of my favorite jokes was when at the end he's like, "Oh, and you're a genius." You know, I love that dad joke so much.
Yes, well, that is very funny. We love a good dad joke. Another question I have for you. If you could star in any Broadway show with one of your cast members from Aladdin, which cast member would it be, and what show would you be in?
I would want to be in Aladdin still.
Yes.
I love doing that show so much. And I would take Max, because we tell it so well together during the show. I bet we could do it again.
Yes, a very good on-stage duo. Well, thank you for your time. It looks like Karen's now coming down the red carpet.
Hi, Caelan.
Hello, how are you, Karen?
Fantastic. You look amazing. That jacket, I love it.
Thank you. Last year's prom. So I do have a few questions for you tonight, a little impromptu. But I have to know what your favorite role at CFT has been.
Oh, my favorite role. So typically I am only on stage in our dinner theater. So my favorite role for dinner theater, I would say probably the TV executive in Cartoon Capers. She got to be pretty bossy and kind of mean, and that was a lot of fun. At the same time, though, that costume for Mystery in the Library, where I was the Queen of Hearts, that was pretty fantastic, too. It's a lot of fun to play villains, because I feel like, just my opinion, in real life, I tend to not be a villain. So when I'm a villain on stage, that is a lot of fun.
Yeah, so you were great in both of those roles. One more question I have for you. If you could direct any show at CFT, what would that be? And if you could star in any show at CFT, what would that be?
Wait. Okay, the first part, I talked over you on the second part. The first part, if I could direct any show, it would be The Music Man. I know The Music Man is like a classic show, and it's not super popular with everybody, but I love it. The Music Man was the first show that I was ever in when I was 12, and I think that's probably why I hold it very dear to my heart and would thoroughly enjoy directing that. Can you repeat the second part of your question?
If you could star in any show at CFT, what would it be?
Oh, that's a hard one. If I could star in any show, I'm going to have to refer back to one of the things that Max said earlier. Finding Nemo, the musical, is so much fun, and to do it really well, I would also have to learn some puppetry. So that would be a challenge, and the music in it is wonderful. So that would be a fun one to be in. But quite honestly, I'd probably prefer to be backstage on that one too, because bringing things to life sometimes in an assistant director position is even more fun than being on stage.
Well, I've seen that show at Disney World. It's very fun. I hope to see it soon at some community theaters. Thank you for your time tonight. Now, it looks like Mia's coming down the red carpet. Hi, Mia.
Hi, Caelan. Nice to see you.
Nice to see you too. Congrats on your nomination. I have a few questions for you tonight while you're on the red carpet. Which character were you more alike, your role in Aladdin or Faith Copperpot?
I would say I'm more like Faith Copperpot because she's always there to stand up for her friends and she's very brave, and I try to be like that. Whereas with Isser, she's always bright and bubbly, and I don't think I'm always like that, and my friends from Tech Week would definitely agree with me on that.
Well, I think those are great qualities to have. One last question I have for you is kind of loaded. What is your all-time favorite show, your favorite show you've seen, and favorite show you've been in?
My all-time favorite show is definitely Les Mis. I love the music. I just love everything about it. And my favorite show that I've been to is also Les Mis. I saw that about a year ago for my birthday at the Tivoli. My favorite show that I've been in would probably be Mystery at Magic School. That was a great show, such a great cast, and I love my role in it.
Yes, well, I completely agree. Congrats on your nomination. It now looks like Bella's coming down the red carpet.
Hi, everybody. How's it going?
How are you tonight?
I'm doing great.
Okay, well, I have a few questions for you tonight. Congrats on your nomination. I have to know how you prepared for the show each night.
Well, I drink a lot of water. I sleep, taking naps occasionally. Yeah. I get hugs from my parents. I drink this vitamin C drink. And I take deep breaths and I go over my lines again.
Yes, well, I do most of that stuff as well before each show. Now, I also have to know, what is your favorite scene or favorite onstage moment from the show?
I really like it whenever Madeline and Elijah Baxter are accused for kidnapping the innocent child, and everybody realizes that suddenly they're the villain, even though they're just kids, and it's just really funny. I love that.
This is funny and dramatic. I completely agree. That was very fun. Now, it looks like our interviews are done for tonight, but congrats on your nomination. Thank you all for coming out to the red carpet this year. It's been so much fun interviewing all of our nominees tonight. Best of luck to all of our nominees, and I can't wait to see the outcome.
Up next, Christian Family Theater's 4th Annual Christi Awards. Don't touch that dial.